Hello everyone, my name is Anastasia White and I will be doing a presentation on Sherin Khankan, Scandinavia's first female imam. So a little bit about Sherin's early life. Sherin grew up as Anne Christine Khankan. She is currently 48 years old and grew up in Denmark with her two parents. Here's a photo of them. Her father was a Muslim Syrian refugee, feminist, and activist, and her mother was a Finnish Christian. So Sherin grew up in an interfaith household, and she was constantly bouncing between Islam and Christianity. And in her autobiography, she mentions that she ultimately chose Islam because it resonated most with her and her values. Sherin was once married, but now she is currently divorced. Her previous marriage ended due to psychological abuse. This experience inspired her to move to Scandinavia and stand up for Muslim women's rights in marriages. And also from this marriage, she had 4 children, as seen below. She had 2 daughters and 2 sons. So Sherin is mostly known for being Europe's first female imam. For those of you that don't know what an imam is a religious leader and usually leads prayers within a mosque. So not only is she the first female imam, but she also opened up the first all-female mosque, which is also known as the Mariam Mosque, founded in 2016. All genders are allowed to this mosque except for on Fridays. On Fridays, only women are allowed for prayer. Within this mosque, she officiated over 30 interfaith marriages and allowed the women that were married to have the opportunity to divorce if they wanted to, which was pretty cool. Female imams are a very controversial topic within the Muslim community because it is argued that females cannot be leaders or cannot lead a mosque. But Sherin went against the odds, and she actually pulled up information from the Quran that centuries and centuries ago there actually was female leaders and female imams that were leading the women within the mosque. So she constantly fought with the legitimacy of being a female imam within the Muslim community. So that was one of the struggles that she experienced. Also, let's see. Yeah, she mostly stood for women's rights due to her own experience in her previous relationship. Also, she is an author. She wrote a book, Women Are Future of Islam. That is her autobiography about her life and how she became the first, not the first, but how she became who she is today, which is a female imam. And yeah. So Sherin's central teachings. So here, her first central teaching is the family is the lottery. So what Sherin means by that is that we don't get to choose our family members, but we must allow our future generations to choose our partners for life. Within the Muslim community, in the religion of Islam, it is almost frowned upon to marry someone that isn't equally yoked. It is frowned upon to marry someone that isn't of the same religion or that is Muslim as well. So that is one of her central teachings, to allow the future generations to marry who they want. Hello, this is part 2 to my presentation for Sherin Khankan. So where we left off was the second central teaching, which is always take your inner child with you. Sherin Khankan did have 4 children, and she mentions in her interview that her children are her greatest inspiration to becoming a great leader. And her advice was to always take your inner child with you, and to be childlike, to be forgiving, to be curious, to ask questions, and always try to find a solution to your problems. So the last and final central teaching is question patriarchal structures in religion. So there are many religions that may have patriarchal structures within them. Specifically in Islam, women are prohibited from doing a lot of things that men can do. So I believe with this central teaching, she was trying to say, question everything, question why, question what it means to be Muslim, question what it means to be a Muslim woman. And also, I think what she means by this is to search for answers. She did just that when she first became an activist. She searched for answers as to why there wasn't any female imams in ever. And she actually found her answer within the Quran itself. So I believe question patriarchal structures in religion. It means to not be afraid to go against the grain, to not be afraid of backlash or controversy or legitimacy, and to stand up for what is right. Stand up for women's rights, stand up for just your own curiosity, and try to evolve within your religion. So the quote of significance I chose for Sherin Khankan was, if you want to create change, you have to be aware, and you have to do it very slowly. You cannot burn all bridges behind you, because then you cannot be a bridge builder. This quote was from her documentary. This quote was from her documentary, and she was basically explaining why her mosque allows also men to come and pray. And I found this to be significant because although within like the Islam religion, women have restrictions and women aren't allowed to do certain things, she allowed men to come into the women-only mosque to pray and also support their own religion. So I think what she's trying to say is, although things weren't fair on one side of the end when it came to the religion, and although things weren't fair in one side of the religion, that doesn't necessarily mean we have to exempt men because things were patriarchal before. So I think by allowing men to come into the women-only mosque to pray, to have interfaith marriages, and to be allowed to have divorce, I think that's what she means by not burning any bridges. And I think that's the true way of being a great leader, is not burning any bridges behind you, although things were not fair or were not justly before. And here are my sources. Thank you again for this opportunity, and yeah, have a great day.